The untold story of the Benin Empire. Long before colonial maps were drawn, before Nigeria even existed, there was a kingdom so powerful and advanced that European explorers stood in awe. This is the untold story of the Benin Empire, the African civilization that redefined royalty, art, and pride. Welcome to Love and Roots, where we tell the stories they never taught you in school. The Benin Empire, founded around the 11th century, was one of the most organized and sophisticated kingdoms in pre-colonial Africa. Its capital, Benin City, now in Edo State, Nigeria, was surrounded by what archaeologists call the world's longest earthworks, over 16,000 kilometers of walls hand-built by its people. Imagine that, walls longer than the Great Wall of China, built centuries before machines existed. These walls weren't just for defense, they represented unity, order, and innovation. They showed how advanced African engineering was before Europe's industrial age. But Benin wasn't only powerful, it was beautiful. It was called the Kingdom of Bronze. Skilled artisans known as Iran created magnificent bronze heads, plagues, and sculptures, each capturing the soul of kings, warriors, and ancestors. These bronzes weren't decoration, they were history books written in metal and fire. When British explorers first saw them in 1897, they were stunned. The details, the artistry, the precision so perfect they refused to believe Africans made them. But we did. Our ancestors did. Every bronze carried the heartbeat of Benin, a symbol of pride and divine connection. At the center of it all stood the Oba, the king, both ruler and spiritual leader. The Oba was more than a man, he was believed to be chosen by the gods, the bridge between the living and the ancestors. His palace was a city within a city, filled with ivory carvings, bronze pillars, and royal altars glowing with sacred fire. Every festival and ceremony began and ended with the Oba. His word was law, his presence divine authority. But in 1897 everything changed. The British Empire invaded Benin, claiming they came for peace and trade, but what they truly wanted were the bronzes. The kingdom resisted. The Oba's warriors fought bravely to protect their land and heritage. In response, the British launched what they called the Benin Punitive Expedition. They burned Benin City to the ground, killed thousands, and looted more than 4,000 bronze and ivory artifacts, each one a priceless piece of Africa's soul. Those treasures now sit in museums across London, Berlin, and New York, displayed behind glass as discoveries. But we know the truth. They were not discovered. They were stolen. For over a century those bronzes have told our story from foreign walls instead of our own. Yet today the tide is turning. Around the world voices are rising, demanding justice and the return of the Benin bronzes. And slowly they are coming home, bit by bit, artifact by artifact, our history is returning to its roots. The story of the Benin Empire is not one of defeat but of resilience, brilliance, and enduring pride. It reminds us that Africa's greatness didn't begin with colonization, it began long before it. Our ancestors built walls longer than China's, crafted art the world couldn't understand, and ruled kingdoms founded on wisdom, spirituality, and unity. The Benin people believed deeply in continuity between life and the spirit world. Every Oba ruled not just for his time but for generations, representing those who came before and those yet unborn. Festivals like the celebrated renewal, Thanksgiving, and the sacred bond between the Oba and his ancestors. These traditions kept Benin strong for centuries. Benin's economy thrived through trade in palm oil, ivory, pepper, and artworks, linking with Portugal as early as the 15th century. European traders recorded a city of order, paved roads, and skilled governance, proof that civilization flourished in Africa long before colonization. The Portuguese even exchanged ambassadors with Benin's court, impressed by its structure and discipline. But greed turned admiration to violence. When British forces invaded, they destroyed not only a city but centuries of knowledge and heritage. The Oba, Avonramwan Nagbazi, was exiled, yet his spirit lived on. His descendants still sit on the throne today, keeping the flame of Benin alive. Every bronze that returns to Nigeria is more than metal, it's a heartbeat returning home. Each one carries memory, spirit, and proof of African genius. They remind us that we come from greatness, from builders, thinkers, artists, and kings. The world is beginning to understand what Benin stood for: order, creativity, respect for ancestors, and balance between the spiritual and physical worlds. The empire's story teaches us that culture is power and that no fire or invasion can erase truth. If this story touched you, share it. Because the more we tell our history, the less they can erase it. Subscribe to Love and Roots for more African stories that deserve to be remembered, stories of strength, pride, and truth. We are the children of empires that never die.